I've been wondering. NXT has been doing all these amazing things lately. They have brand new star powers, they have brand new titles, they have brand new eyes on the product, and they're having a partnership with TNA of all things and having new signings to the brand. Ultimately, it hasn't been getting back, but it's starting to look like a real brand to me. And maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just because I have not been watching that much of Raw and SmackDown. But it just, to me, NXT was an already an established product from when it changed from the black and gold as we once knew to the now developmental brand as it is now. And we all had our mixed hopes about it. We felt as it was, as we do the change, we don't accept it. But, as the years come by, this NXT grew on me, and I'm looking forward to what it's going to come in the near future. And that begs the question: how does this NXT compare to the NXT way back when? And I know what you're thinking. Well, obviously, because these guys are developmental people, and the NXT back then were just people who developed themselves on the indies. I don't know how do I put that, but I like to think that NXT has been more of a homegrown place now than it was way back then. And I think it's gotten better on that aspect. Yes, there is still more star power there. Yes, there is still some cases of people already being established superstars before they have reached that brand. But overall, you get to see how they go as they come up in the ring, whether they fit in or not. And maybe it's just because of how I viewed it. I just think that it being a developmental brand is more to me how the indies are in general. Most indies, you don't know who that person is, but you watch them over the course of weeks and you ended up enjoying them. I end up enjoying it a lot more than I did. But most importantly, I think what NXT now that NXT back then didn't have was people getting a chance to really show who they are. And to me, I think NXT now has done that very good. Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is someone I had no idea it was even a wrestler, and they showed me to him, and they showed me that he can freaking go. And as Scott Steiner's son, that man has lived up to every his father has left behind. And I think he's gonna do that as well as leave on more of himself through his work down to NXT and the main roster. I do 110% miss the black and gold brand, and I think you compare it to NXT now, I'm still going to pick the black and gold brand simply because you can't replicate that feeling that it gave you. It gave you that sense of this is what magic was like, this is what it feels like to be in the arena. It gives you that sense of prowess that Ring of Honor wishes it has now. But other than that, I'm still growing to this NXT because they're like no slow coach. They're killing it in NXT and even in TNA. And right now, they're pairing up with TNA superstars like Jordan Grace and Moose. I don't know what sound a moose makes because I was thinking moo, but that's what a cow makes. So I'm just going to shut up and move on. I mean, take a look at how far this developmental brand is pushing their stars, and I can't help but want to be very curious about how it's going to come on these guys, or how much these guys are willing to grow. And we, the crowd, are witnessing it every single time they put their heart and soul into this ring. It's not as good as the black and gold brand. I don't think it will ever be on the black and gold brand level anytime soon. But I think that's a good thing because this is a separation from that. This is the new and very much future of NXT. I'm very hopeful for what the brand is going to take part in, and I'm very hopeful in the future of the business. Check out my other videos, and STARZ Unite.